Hello and welcome. In today's exciting episode, I make a pretty green dress with puffy sleeves and 3 very gathered tiers in the skirt. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. So I really love the long red dress that I made recently and the blue one with the vintage Christmas baubles on it. I think they are fabulous. But what I didn't like so much about them is the way the top tier of the skirt is A-line rather than, having the gathering right from the waist. The first tier is basically just a normal skirt, and then the second and third tier are the gathered ones with more and more fabric in each. So I decided that I wanted to make a version of that is gathered from the waist. I mean, it looks adorable, especially if you have the sash or a belt on it. But yeah, I wanted one that I can wear, that always looks like a dress and not a drop waist one. So I had this plain sort of khaki dark green fabric, and I was going to use it in August or September, maybe towards the end of next year. But I just had it there. So it's 5 yards, so it's quite a bit, but you do need quite a bit for a gathered one. So I cut out the bodice and the sleeves and the sash, and then I basically just used the rest for the skirt. So it's not as long, it's more of a 1950s length skirt. And this is the puffy sleeve that I used, not the other one that I used for the blue dress. This is one that uses basically less fabric, but it's still very pretty. So and I just thought the khaki or olive colour juxtaposed against the the prettiness of a puffy sleeve would be interesting. So I cut out all the pieces, and the second tier of the skirt is probably thinner than I would want, but that's just because that's all I had left. So the top tier is 2 salvage to salvage lengths of the fabric, and the middle tier is 4, and the bottom is 6. So there's quite a lot of 5 yards of fabric in there. So I cut everything out, pinned everything. It's a pretty basic pattern, so pin the front of the bodice to the back of the bodice. The sleeves, it's just a one-piece sleeve, so pin the sleeves together, the sides of them, and then with the skirt, each tier, so with the 2-part, I sewed them into one loop, and then the second tier I sewed all the 4 bits together, so they were one loop, and the bottom tier I sewed all 6 of them together, so they were one big loop. And then I started with the sleeves, so I sewed in the pleats, and then I boxed the pleats, and then I turned up the hem. It's just turned up twice, and then I also tucked under the raw edges of the side seam for the sleeves, and then I just hand stitched all those seams down, which took an age, but I don't know, I think it's worth it. It just looks so much nicer than a hard seam that's been machine sewn, and you also have the problem of having visual top stitching, which I personally don't like. Anyway, so once the sleeves were done, I set them aside and I did the bodice. As I said, I'd already sewed the sides and the shoulders of the lining one, which is the black, as well as the olive green, which is the outer bodice. And then I turned them inside out, right sides together, and pinned them, machine sewed them, clipped the curves, and then turned them out so they were the right side out, and just press the collar into place. And then I pinned the sleeves in and I sewed them, which you do when you've got so many layers, you do have to be a little bit careful. But and then once that was done, then the next step was to pin the first layer of the skirt to the bottom of the bodice. And as you can see, so I use the half method. So what that means is that at the top one there, it's you just pin the sides, and then you pin the the middle of the front, middle of the back, and then you halve that again, and then you halve it again like it is here. And once you've done that, then you just go along and all the gappy bits, you just turn them into either a knife pleat or a box pleat, or you can gather them just depending on what your preference is. I personally like a box pleat because of the way they sit. But if you want something sort of more bulky, then gathering is the way to go. So, yeah, and then I sew that round twice. And then, yeah, here it is. And it's a pretty cute top. I wasn't expecting it to be so cute. I would wear this as a top, just hem that bottom bit. And yeah, I would happily wear this as a top. It's really cute. So I think I'm going to have to make some more. Anyway, but at the moment I'm making a dress. So I got her on to, so the next thing is to just turn the lining of the bodice under a little and just pin it into place and then hand sew it all down. Ugh, this was so annoying. Look how close I am to finishing. It's just like an inch and a half left to go. And I ran out, so I had to thread another needle and finish that last bit. Anyway, so that was done. And once that was done, it was time to add another layer. So add the second tier to the first one. And here it is, ta-da! Again, I would totally wear this as a dress. It is super cute. It is a bit sort of, it does look a little maternity wear without the sash around the belt, around the, waistline. But, I don't really care. I'd wear it with yoga pants, totally. Just as like a long top sort of thing or a dress over trousers. But, yeah. Anyway, that's not what we're doing today, but I'm totally going to make another one that is that length. So now it's time to add the third tier to the bottom of the second tier. And yeah, there's just so much fabric in this tier. It took forever, but here it is. Yay, look at it. And yes, the 12 factor is, 10 out of 10. It's very cool. I just pinned the edges to different dresses and you can see how big it is. And again, yeah, it's probably a little loose around the front, around the waist for some people if it doesn't have its sash on. But for yeah, I would probably wear it like this around the house. And then if I had to go out, just put the sash on. But yeah, I think the matching sash looks much more elegant. I'll show you the contrasting sash in a second. But yeah, just this with like high heel boots or something, I think would look really pretty. Obviously, me and every other human has a bigger behind than this mannequin does. So the hem is actually will be even when worn by me. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. I love, love, love the drape of those sleeves. It's beautiful. It's just a normal yarn-dyed cotton. But yeah, and so I decided to try it with a contrasting belt sash as well. And yeah, the red one, I mean, that's just so obviously Christmas, and obviousness isn't really my thing. So I went with the vintage 1950s print in the all different colours. This is such a cute outfit, and the vintage Christmas light necklace thing, it's just a bit of fun, and I probably wear it. I quite like it. But yeah, I love this sash with this dress. It sort of brings out the vibrancy in both of them. And because the green is a rich sort of dark green khaki olive colour. And yeah, it just really brings it out. And yeah, the sash looks really beautiful too. I'm so happy with this outfit. I'm definitely going to wear it like this. And yeah, the sash, yeah, this dress definitely looks much more flattering with the sash around the waist. But yeah, very, very happy with this dress. And as I said earlier, I want to try it again just in the top length, in the shorter skirt length, in this length, and also in like a longer one, I think. And you could still put pockets in this, but yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of pockets, but yeah, you could. And it's sort of baggy enough that you can wear a long sleeve top underneath and trousers underneath, or yoga pants as well. So yeah, and obviously if you're going out in the snow, yes, you do need to put a jacket and a big scarf over the top, but if I put them on the mannequin, then you won't see the dress. So yeah. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. It's so pretty. If you do think it's too cold where you live to wear something like this, then you could just make the same thing out of a lightweight wool. Or I don't know, I feel like the silhouette for me, if I was going to New York for Christmas, I would just wear like thermals, long sleeve t-shirt and trousers underneath, and as well as boots and a coat and a scarf. So I would wear it, but each their own. But yeah, or you could just not do sleeves and make it more of a jumper dress, and then you could wear really bulky layers underneath it and then still have that sash to cinch in your waist. So yeah, it's definitely doable even if you're in a really cold place. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and yes, highly recommend this pattern. It's absolutely adorable.